Hey everybody, it's Mr. Chris from the Hudson Area Public Library. I wanted to talk a little bit about this week's take and make activity. So we have a variation on what are called straw rockets. So in your packet, you'll receive some things that I just wanted to talk a little bit about to give you some pointers. There are instructions for it, so it should be pretty self-explanatory. So you're given two straws, different size, different thickness for them. One's a bendy straw as well. So those will give you two options for your rockets that you will make. And I started coloring one of the sheets. So you get four of these pre-template rockets that you just have to cut along the solid lines, and then you'll fold over on the dotted lines. You'll fold once, fold it again, and then you can tape it shut when you're there. So as you see on mine, you're welcome to color them and kind of put the art that you would like on there, or you can leave it blank. These are depictions of NASA's new huge SLS rocket. So you may see over my shoulder there's the Lego Saturn V rocket, which is a scale model of the rocket that took Neil Armstrong to the moon. You may have learned about that in school. And the SLS is NASA's big new rocket that's the size of a Saturn V. And I've got a poster of it here, artist rendering, so you can see. Massive rocket with the engines going there. So that is going to be having its first test flight, all-up test flight. No astronauts on board, but they're going to launch the rocket and test all the systems and the booster separation and the staging. It'll fly out by the moon and come back, and then if that test flight goes well, the next flight, Artemis 2, will have astronauts on it. So you have the templates for making up to 4 straw rockets, and you can try the different size straws. And then the other thing you have in your packet here on your instruction sheet is an option to make some other rockets, where it kind of takes you through the directions on how you can cut the fins for the rocket and do the scoring on the nose, so you can fold it all in to make a nose cone for that. And so I've got a version of mine. The fins got a little bent when I was getting ready here to prep. But there's also 2 pages of Astro Bright green paper where you can make these rockets if you want. And you can also launch those with a straw. And then the final thing you have in here, which if you read through the packet, I encourage you to do because there's some good information there, you will have, because your finished straw rockets will kind of look like that, where you're rolling it around a pencil, or a pen will work for you to kind of give you the right shape. It's got to be a little bit bigger than the straw to fit down over the straw. And then you can see the tip there is that folded over to give you some weight at the nose for when you launch it. So you'll have a rocket test report sheet you have here, which has all your test flights you can do. So it's recommended that you do 3 test flights for it, and you measure the distance and how far your rocket goes. So if you do it in the yard, you can have, a lot of you have a yardstick at home or a tape measure, or you can just walk off the distance in paces, but you want to try to use a sandbag or something to mark where the rocket lands, if it's on your lawn or on your sidewalk or whatnot, and then do 2 more tests, and then you'll kind of you should see an average, because you'll have your longest, your shortest, and then hopefully one in the middle, and then when you look at all those numbers, you'll kind of get your average for what's the average of how far your rocket travels. So you can do that, and then you can compare the differences. Is there a difference between using the skinny bendy straw or the thicker straw? Do you get any difference in your test results for that? I'd be interested to know. So that's what you have in this week's Take and Make STEM packet, and then you got a little sticker for a reward for making your rockets, and it's got a really cool website, spaceplace.nasa.gov, where they've got a whole lot of videos and animations and online games you can check out too. So if you're into this, there's a whole lot more information on there. But that is this week's Take and Make STEM activity, and I just thought I'd explain a couple little tips and tricks for you to hopefully make that kit more enjoyable experience for you at home. And we'll see you again with another